Hello everyone. In this video, I will discuss the law of cosines and I will provide some examples where the law of cosines is applicable. Suppose you have a triangle where the interior angles are angle A, angle B, and angle C, and the sides are side A, side B, and side C. Remember that side A is opposite to angle A, and side B is opposite to angle B, and side C is opposite to angle C. Now the law of cosines states that A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A, or B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine of B, or C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine of C. We also have the alternative form of the law of cosines. Here is the alternative form of the law of cosines. First, we have cosine of A is equal to B squared plus C squared minus A squared divided by 2BC. Second, we have cosine of B is equal to A squared plus C squared minus B squared divided by 2AC. The last one, we have cosine of C is equal to A squared plus B squared minus C squared divided by 2AB. Now let's take a look at some examples. Here is example 1. Given the diagram of a triangle where angle A is 100 degrees and side B is 12 centimeters, side C is 8 centimeters, and we want to determine the length of side A, the measure of angle B, and the measure of angle C. To solve for side A, here we set up the law of cosines, and we have A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of angle A. And we know that B is 12 and C is 8 and angle A is 100 degrees. So by substitution, we have A squared equals 12 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 12 times 8 cosine of 100 degrees. Now 12 squared is 144 and 8 squared is 64 and 2 times 12 times 8 is 192. 144 plus 64 is 208 and cosine of 100 is negative 0.1736481777, and because this is negative multiplied with negative 192, this gives us positive 33.34. Now we add this to 208, so our A squared is equal to 241.34. Now we take the square root of A squared, that will give us A, and we also take the square root of 241.34, that gives us 15.54. So therefore, side A is equal to 15.54. Now let's consider question B. To determine the measure of angle B, we can set up the alternative form of the cosine law, and we have here cosine of B is equal to A squared plus C squared minus B squared divided by 2AC. Now remember that our A is 15.54, our C is 8, our B is 12. We have 15.54 squared plus 8 squared minus 12 squared divided by 2 times 15.54 times 8. So the result is cosine of B is equal to 161.4916 over 248.64. Cosine of B is equal to 0.649499678. And because we're going to solve for the measure of angle B, then we are going to use the arc cosine of 0.6494996782, and this gives us the measure of angle B, 49.5 degrees. To solve for the measure of angle C, we can use the sum of the three interior angles, A plus B plus C equals 180 degrees, and our A is 100 degrees, our B is 49.5 degrees, and we have C equals 180 degrees minus 100 minus 49.5, and the result is C equals 30.5 degrees. So therefore, our answer to this question, our A is 15.54 centimeters, our B is 49.5 degrees, and our C is 30.5 degrees. Now let's take a look at example 2. A boat travels 60 miles due north from point A to point B and then adjusts its course as shown in the figure below. After traveling 80 miles in this new direction, the boat is 130 miles from its point of departure. Determine the bearing of the boat from point B to point C. So the boat starts at point A and travels going north to point B for 60 miles, and at point B, the boat turns going this direction to point C for 80 miles. The distance of the boat at point C from the point of departure, point A, is 130 miles. So the question is asking, determine the bearing of the boat from point B to point C. So what we want to determine is the angle on this direction here. So to determine this angle, first we need to know the measure of this angle marked with letter B. Now to determine the value of B, we can set up the alternative law of cosines, which is cosine of B is equal to A squared plus C squared minus B squared divided by 2AC. Our A is 80, that's this side here, opposite to angle A. And our C is 60, opposite to this point C or angle C. And our B is 130, opposite to angle B. So by substitution, we have cosine of B equals 80 squared plus 60 squared minus 130 squared divided by 2 times 80 times 60. Now 80 squared is 6,400 and 60 squared is 3,600 and 130 squared is 16,900. Combining these three numbers together, this will give us negative 6,900. And also to multiply 2 times 80 times 60, that gives us 9,600. So our cosine B is equal to negative 6,900 divided by 9,600, which is equal to negative 0.71875. Now, because we are looking for the measurement of angle B, then we can use B equals arc cosine of negative 0.71875, which is equal to 135.95 degrees. Now that we know the measurement of angle B, we can now determine the bearing angle from point B to point C. We'll call this bearing angle angle M, and M is equal to 180 degrees minus 135.95 degrees. So M is equal to 44.05 degrees. So if we look at the directions where this point is going to north and this point below is going to south, and this direction going to the left is the west and going to the right side is east, so the bearing angle is north 44.05 degrees east. So that will be represented by this symbol N, 44.05 degrees east. Okay, that's all for today. Until next time, thank you for watching.